We're going to have a quick recap of our place value, because obviously we looked at this all the way back in term 1, so we're just going to recap it because this will really help us moving forward with our percentages. So this grid on the board is 100 square. So each one of these is worth 10, okay? Each square is one of those 100. So let's have a look at what has been shaded on this grid. So we know here that this here is worth 10 out of the 100. This is another 10. And this is another 10 out of 100. And then this part here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 100 shaded. So I want to write this as a decimal to start with. So remember, it's got to be less than 1 because we know that if the whole thing had been shaded, it would be worth 1. So it's a really important thing just to make sure that we've got before we start writing our decimal. So how many tenths have I got? So we were saying that this is a tenth here because it's 1 row out of 10. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're each worth tenths, and this is one of them. So how many have I got in total? 1, 2, 3 tenths. So I can write that in there. Now remember we said that these are worth 1 out of 100 each. How many have I got? I've got 4. So we have 4 hundredths. Now remember when we're writing this as a decimal, we're going to need to put a placeholder in here. So as a decimal, we have got 0.34. Now it's also asking us to write this as a fraction. Now we can use our place value knowledge to help us write this. So we're going to look at the last digit. So we're going to look at this 4 here. What column is that in? What value is it? Well, it's hundredths. It's in the hundredths column. This is worth 4 hundredths. So we're looking at something that's worth hundredths. How many hundredths did we have? We've got 34 of them. So there we go. We've written it as a fraction. Now I know that we can simplify that because straight away I'm sitting there thinking, oh, that's an even number. That's an even number. I know that I can simplify it. But at the moment I'm not going to, because actually I want to use this to help me find out how to write it as a percentage. Percentages are out of 100. So when we talk about a percentage, we're looking at out of 100. So if I'm saying this is 34 out of 100, I'm saying it's 34%. So if our fraction is out of 100, it's really easy to convert into percentages. That's a really important thing to note, because sometimes we can make our fractions, we can get our fractions to be out of 100 quite easily. And if we can, that might be a good way to work out our percentages.